Unity Radio, broadcasting on 106.2 FM and online.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Friday Night Prime on Salam Radio 106.2 FM. I'm your host, Akil Khalil, and tonight we have a fascinating conversation lined up. We'll be discussing Hijrah Walk 2025, a remarkable journey following the footsteps of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, from Mecca to Medina. Joining me in the studio is Mohsin Hussain. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Well, assalamu.
It's great to have you back in the studio.
Yeah, if it wasn't long since I was here.
This is very, very true indeed. And I'm fascinated by this amazing event that you're going to be taking part in. And later on in the show, we'll be joined by one of the co-founders, Brother Akhtar as well, inshallah. So Mohsin, first of all, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, very well. Shukrullah, just really, really looking forward to this journey. I mean, doing so much research on it, looking into it, it's just so much information to kind of digest, to, look into. So Allah accept the little.
Ameen. It's great to have you in the studio, by the way, mashallah. And you well?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Shukrullah, yeah.
So Mohsin, tell me, you've been invited to take part in Hijrah Walk 2025.
Yeah.
How did you hear about it and what was your initial reaction?
Well, originally I was invited last year this time.
Okay.
But I'd only come back from Umrah. It was in early Feb. And I went with Mansoor. You know Mansoor from West Town?
Of course.
Yeah, we went together.
Assalamu alaikum, Mansoor.
Yeah, he's listening in. He's tuned in, bless him. So we went together. And when I come back 3 days later, Akil, I get a call from the brother Wasim from Bradford, one of the organisers. And he asked me if I would like to take part, and join them in the same journey. And that was the very first time they actually went, which was last year this time. But because I had only come back, I said, look, this is for me. I would take it with both hands, but I can't do it. Maybe next time, if there is.
And so this time round, we get to 2025. Was this conversation last year or this year?
This was last year, this time.
Okay, last year, this time, for this year.
Yeah. So
okay.
No. This conversation that I had with Wasim was last year at this time to go on the last year one.
Okay.
But I didn't go on the last year one.
So when did you find out about 2025?
So I tell you, there's a bit of a story behind it, and this is why I was going to be sharing with you all. So where it all started, in fact, I did not even know or think about this journey. It was nowhere to be seen because it was last year, the last time or the first time I spoke or heard about it with Wasim. And then after that, it's a year gone by, you forget about it. And where it all started from is, I tell you, and I would like to mention this and tell you this story, if I may, is that Faizani Medina Masjid, that's where it all started from. So one of the committee members, he approached me and he said, look, Mohsin, we have this huge, massive rotten tree on the rear side of the masjid. We need to bring it down. We're getting quotations and they're coming quite steep. And we know that, you used to be a tree surgeon back in the days, which I was. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you kept that quiet, didn't you?
No, I mean, I used to do quite a lot of it,
Yeah?
I mean, I'm talking about in year 2010 time.
Wow.
Yeah, with a couple of lads.
I was 16 then.
Sure you were, yeah. Oh, God. Okay, so what happened was I said to them, look, that is pretty much steep, but I got rid of my company. I think it was when I started Mirage. I got rid of the garden landscape company, but I kept a few of the machinery for cutting for in case I need for my own house or for my parents' house or my friends. I can still go and help others cut their trees if need be. Anyway, left the machine usually a few times. But when the masjid lot called me, and I said, look, I'll do it. Forget it. Don't pay whoever you need to pay. I'll do it. And alhamdulillah, we actually started the tree and we brought it down within a week, every few hours a day, purely because I'm working as well. But before I even started the cutting of the tree, I intended in my mind, Akil, straight away, Ya Allah, I'm doing it for free, but I'm not doing it for free because I want something in return. I want you to kindly bless me to come and visit your beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Subhanallah.
And, this is all I had in my mind. And I went for it. And I actually shared this with one of the committee members I'm talking about. And I said, look, this is my intention. Just to go to Medina, give my salams, pray my salah, and return straight back. That was the idea.
And that was your intention.
That was my intention.
So you're cutting this tree,
Yeah.
and obviously you're not sharing this at that time with any of the brothers, but in your heart you're making this dua.
Yeah.
Okay, Ya Allah, I'm going to do this to help these people,
Yeah.
help the masjid for whatever plans they may have in the future. But in return, I want this journey. I want this ticket. I want to be able to travel to the Holy Lands. I want to visit the harams.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I just wanted to go to Medina, give my salams,
Give your
come straight
salam,
back.
Come straight back. That was it.
Like, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, not do the Umrah.
Yeah.
You know, just go, land at Medina airport, get to the Masjid
Islam
Nabawi, go
with your app.
Yeah.
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 Give my salams, pray my salah of whichever salah it is at that time.
Yeah.
Literally turn back and
Amazing.
come straight back. Within 24 hours, I'll be back in Peterborough, or just over 24 hours even. But then, a couple of days went by after the tree is completely brought down, all cleared. I get this call
Right.
from Brother Wasim,
Okay. Randomly.
saying, "Look, Mohsin."
So when was the last time you spoke to him? Before that call?
Well, generally speak
No.
about this topic.
Yeah.
Last year this time.
Wow. Okay, so he rings you out of the blue. You see his name on your phone. What goes through your mind?
I thought he's probably calling in regards to one of the talks that he does.
Okay.
Well, he does quite a lot of organizing of talks, and he's very, mashallah, very well connected with a lot of shuyukhs around the world, especially in the UK, Sheikh Ibrahim and so forth up north, and very connected with the Habaibs, of course. And mashallah, quite a lot of brothers in Peterborough know him as well. Mashallah, very lovely brother. I thought that he might be probably just calling me about one of his projects.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, he goes, Mohsin, we're going again. And this time, you know, it's going to be, of course, we went the first time, we learned the good and the bad. This is going to be better. And I said, look, I'm already intending. But then in my mind, I was like, you know what? Allah is probably saying, Mohsin, you wanted to go and see my beloved, but I'm giving you more than that.
SubhanAllah.
You're gonna come to the Qibla.
Amazing.
You're gonna also go on this hijrah.
Amazing.
Inshallah, of course, inshallah. You know, so that's and from that point, I was like, Wasim, I'm all in. You don't need to sell it to me. You know, with all the selling, you don't need to do it. Stop there.
Stop there.
Don't need to hear it. I'm in. Book me in.
You just reminded me. No. Yes or no? That's what just got to your mind.
You remember
That's
that?
hilarious. That is. Look, you may have some questions about this event, Hijrah Walk 2025, or you may have a comment or something you'd like to ask Brother Mohsin here in the studio. You can call me on 01733 602 133, or you can text the show on 07411 191 062, or you can comment on the live stream, Facebook, YouTube, X, or Twitch. So now we know there was an opportunity last year, but you couldn't make it. We know the fem connection, the tree surgeon moment, the dua that you made, the call you took, and then within that call, I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, your ruh spoke for you, because your ruh is now saying, okay, I've just joined all these dots.
Yeah.
I need to go.
Yeah.
I asked for salam, but I'm getting something even better
absolutely,
now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you personally connect with the idea of retracing the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, steps? You as an individual, how do you connect with that idea?
So, for me, obviously, I'm totally uneducated in regards to these aspects, but with the capability and the credibility of our shuyukhs, the main Sheikh Abdullah Khadi, he is someone from Saudi Arabia, and he is the one who studied it over 20 years.
Okay.
And for me, I think it was Sheikh Hamza Yusuf speaks very highly of him. And then the other ulama, of course, that I've heard of, who speak very good of him, and they encourage this walk. And from what I've heard, and I'm sure Akhtar will mention, is that, you know, he, with his studies, he's connected with a lot of shuyukhs and got to the closest as possible of the hijrah.
And retracing those exact steps, right?
Yeah, but if you look at his research, I'm sure Akhtar will mention the links and so forth where you can go and study his work, and you'll see how he's traced them and how he's gone back again and again, and where he's traveled to Turkey for many times, seeing all the aspects that they have in the museums. It's kind of it's part
Sounds
of the connection.
amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
It really, really does.
And the biggest thing is ulama and our books. As Muslims, this is what we rely on. You know, our books and then our ulamas to teach us. And you know, we will learn quite a lot by this sheikh, and I will learn a lot in this journey. And I'm sure, Akil, when I come back, Allah khair kare, that I go and I complete it and I come back with safety, we will talk about all of the experiences.
No doubt. I mean, I'll be quite frank with you. When I first saw the poster that you shared, and then also when you shared exactly, you know, what you were planning to do, I was polite, you know, positively stunned.
Yeah.
Like, is this even possible? That's what was went through my mind.
Yeah.
But then when we spoke, and then you were sharing more information about, you know, when it was going to happen and so on, you know, I was really happy for you, of course I was. But then I was thinking, this is amazing, right? This is just so amazing. And the timing of this, of course, is great as well, because now, alhamdulillah, we are joined on the line by Brother Akhtar. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you, brother?
I'm well, thank you.
Welcome to Salam Radio. We really do appreciate your time. So let's just kick off with the basics here. What exactly is Hijra Walk 2025, and what inspired you to launch it?
I can't take full credit, and I must apologize for my partner Wasim not being available today. He, mashallah, is the vision behind all of this, and I'm helping him put together this company. I guess I'll start with our Professor Abdullah Al-Qadi. Worth your viewers trying to look him up online. He is an amazing man who's done all this research to map out the Hijra route. The Hijra being the route that the Prophet ﷺ took from Mecca to Medina as he was evading capture 1446 years ago. And so thanks to that man, and then thanks to Wasim's vision, we've put together this company called the Hijra Hub.
MashaAllah. And a great name as well, by the way, for obvious reasons. But, you know, in terms of, obviously, you mentioned the research there, and Brother Wasim, you know, being the visionary, and, you know, all of this coming together. And, you know, obviously every idea goes through a journey before a concept becomes a reality. Have you been part of this journey from the get-go then?
Well, it depends when do we start time, you know, subhanAllah. The Hijra, for your viewers, you know, this is when the Islamic calendar began, from that journey, you know. And so when we I guess you could argue we started this project last year. You'd argue it was called a recce. Last year, 10 of us went out on this journey, the Hijra walk, the first walk, to sort of figure out how best we could provide this service to the public. And so, yeah, I'd argue last year was when we really put our minds together and thought, how could we arrange for this service?
MashaAllah. I like the fact that I did smile actually when you said it's a recce. I mean, what an amazing Sadaqah Barakah filled recce it was indeed. You know, of course, this is a physically demanding journey. What kind of preparation is required?
You know, it is. It's not your walk in the park, right? Traversing through the desert comes with its own challenges. The heat, firstly, and secondly, you know, the physical challenges aside, the spiritual, emotional challenge you find, just being in such a remote landscape, being with people who you may not know, being with your thoughts. And in fact, we will practice practices such as sacred silence, you know, walking without your gadgets, potentially even without your watch, just to not have the time on your hand. And some of these practices we will encourage our participants to partake in, just to give them that emotional, spiritual experience.
MashaAllah, that sounds amazing, honestly. Mohsin, you know, as someone who will be walking, what are your biggest concerns and expectations? Well, obviously, Brother Akhtar's already done this.
Health-wise or just generally?
Yeah, whatever.
Health-wise, I'm not the fittest of people. I used to play a crazy amount of football once upon a time, but then my back has given in. So I think that's my only concern. And I did mention this to Wasim and Brother Gens. By the way, we've not mentioned Brother Gens here. Brother Gens is from, where I've known him from is Cambridge Central Mosque. Mm-hmm. So when the Cambridge Central Mosque opened, that's when I made my good relations with the brother Gens. And, you know, when we originally spoke about this year, this time round for this journey, that was one of the first things I shared with Gens, and that was that, look, my health may not. But then he told me something amazing. He said there was one brother last year who was very badly struggling. And, everyone thought that, this brother will not be able to make it, but he's done it all. So that kind of gave me an uplift.
So in many ways, I guess you go through, like Brother Akhtar just alluded to, but in terms of when you are going on this and you're detached from your technology and your family and your friends, and you go on this journey where you have to learn who you are. And you have to, you're pushed against, you're against the elements. There's going to be moments where there's going to be silence, and, of course, there'll be prayer with congregation or between yourselves, and as you're walking through, you will find out who you are. And I suppose in that moment, some of your du'as will be extremely powerful, mashallah. Now, Brother Akhtar, so what logistical challenges do you anticipate, and how are you addressing them?
Yeah, so we do get asked this question a lot. And in fact, we get asked, are you walking the entire journey? And the answer to that is no. Yes, it's called the Hijrah walk. But the journey, even the Prophet ﷺ with the companions, they did not walk the entire journey. And so logistically, and I guess you'd argue our modern camels are the off-road vehicles that we'd have with us.
Okay.
So what we're saying to our participants is we will walk as much as we can, and we will walk, to be honest, we're walking to the strength of our weakest.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Just so we stay in a group, it's not a race. We are going to try and keep together. And so some of the logistical challenges from that is just, to be honest, the strong ones pacing themselves and the weak ones encouraging them to sort of keep within the pack.
Yeah, and I guess that builds the camaraderie, doesn't it? And the relationships and the journey that you go through together. Often when I speak to people who've been to Hajj or they've done Umrah with a group, or they've done it with family members they're not so close to, or with some friends, they always share snippets of that experience they've had with them. And you've had a spiritual experience with a selective group of people which you will share with forever. And I can't help but link this with that, not from a religious perspective, but certainly from a
physical
camaraderie, relationships, spiritual, looking out for each other, doing this amazing journey. I guess on many occasions, Brother Akhtar, you would have found that you're having to potentially pep talk some of your, people who are participating, just to guide, reminding them the reasons why they're doing it. Because I'm thinking out here in 2025, there will be people thinking, how can I live without a phone? Or, we should be taking more breaks and so on. Because we're human beings at the end of the day, aren't we?
Yeah. And this is it. It's a unique journey.
Yeah.
A unique journey where, if one wants to go on a hiking expedition, you can go anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But this, for the historical significance, what we're offering can't be matched.
Yeah, no doubt.
In fact, what we're saying really and truly is, this hijrah for the likes of you and I, we're fortunate to not have to make a hijrah. However, what I find and what I found from my first journey is that actually there's an internal hijrah that you can do, where whatever you have on your shoulders, you can sort of try and let go of on this hijrah, and that in and of itself is remarkable.
Absolutely, that is amazing. I actually got, I think I had some goosebumps as you said that. But you're absolutely right, and I often find sometimes, when you say, if you look at the person you see in the mirror and you may not like the reflection, and you have to work on that, and you have to work on yourselves. What an opportunity this is, where you are effectively, like you just said, you're going to ask questions of yourself. And I think that is amazing, because the person, I'm looking at Mohsen here in the studio, the version of Mohsen that we see when he comes back should be different to the Mohsen we see today. There has to be growth from this, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's not.
I tasked him with something. Now I'm learning more about Mohsen and his work with the funeral service that he does. And I've said to him, you will find on this route many graveyards, and I'd love for him to document these things.
Subhanallah.
Yeah, you did say that. That's right. But as well as that, all the other information that we're going to collate, and I'm sure it's going to be very inspiring. I talk to Wasim, Gens, yourself on a regular. We've got a group, and the brothers regularly put updates on there from the experiences from last time, new updates of new plans for this year, and we're always being updated on the group.
Amazing.
Seeing it all, Akhil,
yeah.
I'm very, very excited. to just get there and let's do this. Because with everything, good or bad, that's going to come in our way, the biggest thing is that we're going to follow those footsteps of the Prophet ﷺ 1400 years ago, plus years ago, and that's going to be incredible. That's going to be the most spiritual aspect of it all.
No doubt.
When you're in Masjid Nabawi, you can feel the Prophet ﷺ around, because you're like, wow, over 1400 years ago, this is where the Prophet ﷺ stayed. This is where he must have walked. Yeah. But because everything's marble, it's hard to kind of get that vision unless you close your eyes and then kind of make that vision in your mind, like some of the movies that you've seen, like The Message and The Legacy and so forth. And you're trying to get that. But then when you go to the Ghar Hira or Mount Uhud or Ghar Thawr or any of the ghars, any of the mountains, you see the pure rocks, the pure, the state of land, what it is. And then when I'm sitting here, Akil, I'm thinking on this journey, I will be able to see those physical grounds, physical, soil, physical sand, physical rocks, that the Prophet ﷺ would have looked at.
Yes, subhanAllah.
As he's walking by.
Subhanallah.
And that's the intention, that's the ummeed.
Yeah.
And that's what's pushing me down there. Akil.
Amazing. Yeah. I did Umrah last year, and I recall when the aeroplane entered Saudi airspace, and something in my heart just changed. It just something like a flick had switched, and I was sitting next to a family member, and I said, "You know what? We're now in the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon his territory." Yeah. And then as we were flying in towards the airport, I started to have these emotions about, they would have gone here, they would have gone there, and then we didn't go to Mecca straight away. We went to Medina, and we caught a train, and this train, as it was traveling through this, some of it was just desert. Yeah, you see. And what was going through my mind was the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, would have walked through here. And now I've got Brother Akhtar on the phone, and I've got Brother Mohsin here with me in the studio, and I'm kind of reliving that moment, right? And it's giving me goosebumps what you guys are going to be doing. And I can tell you, of course, me and Brother Mohsin have had this conversation where Salam Radio will be documenting, tracking, regularly getting in touch with Brother Mohsin to get updates of how it's going, because this is... it feels like it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. It is certainly for a participant. I know, Brother Akhtar, you and your team are going to inshallah be providing this service going forward. But I mean, because it's still in its infancy and this is the second time you're doing it, it still feels like, wow. Yeah. And I know I'm not the only one. When we started marketing this show this evening, I had a lot of people message me, what? They'd never heard of this before. How is this even possible?
We are, inshallah, for next season, we are looking to try and bring the price down. What you find actually, your time in the desert is costing more than your luxury hotels in Mecca or Medina. Wow. So we are working to try and bring this down with our team in Saudi. And in fact, one of our intentions is for people who come for Umrah, when you go from either Medina to Mecca or Mecca to Medina, to try and come out into the desert and come and stay in the desert.
That's amazing. So with that then, I'm conscious of time before we head towards a break. But Akhtar, can you tell our listeners, someone who's listening or watching the show right now, and how can they get involved in Hijrah Walk 2025 or 2026?
I think I'd start with maybe following us on Instagram, Hijrah Hub, Hijrah spelled Hijrah, and then just follow us and keep an eye out for our programs next season. We are partnering up with many institutions. I must add that this season we're fortunate for this trip to be partnering up with a charity, the Peace Train, and so we are going to be fundraising for Yusuf Islam's charity. And so there will be opportunities for people to come as fundraisers, if not as just for a spiritual experience. So keep an eye out, inshallah.
Amazing. And what I would like is, of course, we are definitely going to have a debrief show with Brother Mohsin. But we're good to have you on then as well, Brother Akhtar. Really appreciate your company this evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. Brother Akhtar, I wish you and the team a successful journey there and back. Stay safe.
And I'm looking forward to Mohsin and touching base with yourself, maybe even from the desert.
Yes, that is the plan. That is the plan, of course. We will do that, inshallah.
Akhtar, we'll plan something with yourself and Wasim again. So I'm sure we'll get together and we'll plan.
I would love for Wasim to be on, because he is our charisma, mashallah. So
yeah, Allah bless him, Allah preserve him. I was telling Akil about Wasim earlier on. No matter how much I say about him, is very less. What a brother, very caring, always out for others. Are we done?
No, keep.
Yeah, just saying about Brother Wasim, one of the main organisers.
MashaAllah.
So Allah preserve him.
Ameen. Jazakallah khair, Brother Akhtar. Okay, so that was Brother Akhtar there, one of the organisers there for Hijrah Hub. I'm still here in the studio with Brother Mohsin, who will be partaking in this. And of course, those of you watching, obviously you know Brother Mohsin, you may have a question for him. You may have a question about the service itself. You can call me on 01733 602 133, or you can text me on 07411 191062, or you can comment on the live stream, Facebook, YouTube, X or Twitch. This is an amazing event that's taking place. Of course, they've done it already last year. This is going to be the second time they're going to do this hijrah, but it's still giving me goosebumps. So do let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any questions, perhaps you want to get involved, do stay tuned. 106.2 FM. Jazakallah khair.
You're listening to Salam Radio, and it's now time for Isha Azan.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم بك نحيا وبك نموت وإليك المصير. رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا ورسولا.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله
Peterborough's community radio station, Salam Radio, 106.2 FM.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to Friday Night Prime. I'm here in the studio with Brother Mohsin, who will be taking part in the Hijrah Walk 2025. Just before the ad break, we had Brother Akhtar on from Hijrah Hub, sharing his thoughts and some of the history about how this event service started. And if you would like to catch up, of course, you can catch us on our social media platforms. But we've got Brother Mohsin here in the studio, and he's going to be here until the end of the show at 7 o'clock. Mohsin, you know, I'm trying to process the fact that you helped take out a tree.
Yeah.
You made a dua to go give salam.
Yeah.
And your dua was answered with doing a hijrah walk.
Instead, yeah. As well. Sorry, not instead, as well.
As well.
Yeah.
And that's the power of dua.
Yeah, because in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this for free. Yeah. I don't want no money for it. But Ya Allah, just give me something in return.
Okay, so with that in mind, what do you hope to gain spiritually from this experience?
Connection or closeness to the Prophet ﷺ, of course. That is first foremost. The experience to better understand his journey, his experience, his feelings, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on this walk. I think because the Shaykh has done so much studies on this whole journey, there is so much to learn, Akil. There is so much to learn on, you know, our group on the WhatsApp. We're always talking, the rest of the remaining candidates, you know, we're all always talking about this journey. The organizers are always giving us feedback from last year. They show us a vision for this year. But I think all of this, I say to them, I don't want to hear it at the moment. I want to see it myself. I mean, it's all good to hear it and to get ready and prepared. I have done a lot of research about it already. But just certain things, Akil, you can't grasp on just by hearing somebody. You got to experience it.
Yeah, I
you
do
got to
agree with
live that moment.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, for me, Akil, to answer your question, you know, it's to connect with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Allah take me, and Allah give the ajr. Allah accept the little that we can do to draw closer to Him, you know, through the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then learn about Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, you know, his companion who took this journey with him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, you know, you learn a lot more. We know about the hijrah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or we know the basics, which is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went on this hijrah from Makkah to Medina. But then there's a lot more to it in terms of the whole journey and everyday experience. Everyday experience, Akil. If we go from here to London, for example, surely we're going to experience so many. I mean, we're going in a car. It'll take us 2 hours or whatever to get there. We will experience something. This is just generally speaking. So imagine 9 days. It's going to be 9 days, and we're going to be camping. And whilst we're going, Akil, the organisers will explain a lot of the seerah.
SubhanAllah.
A lot of the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, which they've researched about. This is what we're talking about, the research.
Amazing.
You know, and they will explain, Akil, that this is where the Prophet ﷺ sat down. This is where he rested from the seerah, from the books.
SubhanAllah.
You know, this is where they walked from. This is where they spoke to so-and-so. I don't know yet. I will know when I'm there.
But you will know, yeah.
You know, and then you start hearing names and you start putting things together. You're like, I heard about this. Right, it was this companion, or it was this person, or it was this person who becomes so-and-so. You know, and then there's like, you know, some water streams in the way. There's a milestone that they talk about. In one of our team's meeting, we were talking about it, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that. I think Akhtar should have actually explained a little bit about the milestone. So I think it's just like, for example, trees that come in the way. I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure there's going to be some sort of history about that.
You're not going to try and cut them, are you? Just checking.
Good one. No, not them ones. No,
Okay.
not. They're blessed. They are, of course, if they've, seen the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, or if they, even experienced some of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So, yeah, I mean, I think all these things I look forward to, Akil.
Subhanallah.
This is what I think about this all the time. When I'm sitting alone, or if I'm in my own little corner, I often think about this. We do Dalail Khairat every Thursdays in Faizan Medina Masjid, and Allah has blessed us to start this many years ago, and thanks to Brother Tokir, who organizes it really well. So in the Dalail is the Shamail, Dalail is Durood Sharif, Dalail is Salawat. Sheikh Al-Yaqubi says that the next most recited or read book after the Quran is the Dalail. And be careful here that it's not when we say, oh no, it's a Hadith Mubarak is, but that's for the ulemas to read, to study, and then to teach. For us, for the recitation, Sheikh Yaqubi says that it's the Dalail. Now when we look at the Dalail, it's the Shamail. It's the description of the Prophet ﷺ. And when we read this yesterday, Thursday, in the masjid, when we were reading, and there's so many things there, and our ulama, our shuyukh, like Habib Qadim says, when you think about the Prophet ﷺ, think as you're talking to him, think as if you're seeing him and you're talking to him. So this then all brings me back towards, the hijrah. And all of this is already existence in Medina Sharif or in Haram Sharif, Makkah, but this particular experience is, that I've not had before, and I'm absolutely looking forward to it.
Well, I think you're going to enjoy this then.
When you're searching for the light and you see no hope inside, be sure and have no doubt He is always close to you. He's the one who knows you best. He knows what's in your heart. You'll find your peace at last if you just have faith in Him. You're always in my heart and mind. Your name is mentioned every day. I follow you no matter what. My biggest wish is to see you one day. 'Cause I believe, I believe, I believe. Do you believe? Oh, do you believe? 'Cause I believe in a man who used to be so full of love and harmony. He fought for peace and liberty, and never would he hurt anything. He was a mercy for mankind, a teacher till the end of time. No creature could be compared with him, so full of light and blessings. You're always in my heart and mind. Your name is mentioned every day. I follow you no matter what. God wills we meet one day. 'Cause I believe, I believe, I believe. Do you believe? Oh, do you believe? If you lose your way, believe in a better day. Trials will come, but surely they will fade away. If you just believe what is basic, just open your heart and let His love flow through. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I He says, I believe, I
And that was I Believe by Irfan Maki. I felt this was a very appropriate nasheed for you. And I was thinking at that moment, Mohsin, as well, about what you were describing. And yeah, the greatest of all time, the greatest human being ever. And you are going to replicate the footsteps of the Hijrah, right? And we've had some questions, okay? We've had a sister who's texted into the show, and she's asking, is Hijrah Walk 2025 open to people from different backgrounds?
Yeah, absolutely, it is. Yeah, we've got a sister coming from Glasgow. We've got a sister guide as well, who's going to be guiding the sister side of things. We've got a sister from Egypt. She's, mashallah, 70 years old, bless her. She's on this as well.
Mashallah.
Yeah, she's on it, man. She's like, you know what, I want to do this, you know, and she's ready. I often look on the group, Akil, and I tell you, bro, she posts certain things of how she's getting prepared. She knows what she's doing.
Wow.
She's
And here
getting
you
herself
are.
ready.
Are you on the same trajectory as her?
Well, I would like to think I am, but I'm trying to.
Okay, so what are you doing for prep work?
Well, only a couple of days ago, me and my mate Mujahid, we went to go outdoor. Never had any reason to go outdoor
Before,
ever since he's is there.
Yeah.
And this time, a couple of days ago, so me and Midge, we were like, let's go and see what's out there. I mean, most of the things are all covered by the organisers. It's in the package, but just a few bits and bobs like hiking sticks, good pair of shoes, gloves. A water bladder and so forth.
So the shoes, of course, you're gonna obviously break them in before you go, right? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
don't make that schoolboy error.
No, I'm not. No.
Don't take a brand new set of shoes and then you're like, oh, my feet, I've got blisters.
No. Well, these shoes are not just normal shoes.
Okay.
They're, mashallah, very expensive shoes.
Yeah.
But made for this.
Yes.
Made for this journey. And at the same time, I've also bought some other nice, comfortable trainers, and then some slippers, a few pairs of slippers, because this journey, if you look at it on the way, you've got different material of ground. So you're going to be walking through hard surface.
Yes, that's right.
Rocks, solids.
Yeah.
And then you've got the deserts, and there's a lot of water in between as well. So there's different aspects of the whole journey where we're going to experience. And I think this is why it's good to have different pair of different shoes.
Fair enough. Unless you just wanted an excuse to get more. Let me ask you. So, what lessons from the original Hijrah do you think are most relevant today?
What? Sorry.
What lessons from the original Hijrah do you think are most relevant today?
Most relevant from the experiences what they had last year?
No, from the original Hijrah.
Oh, from the original. Wow. Okay. The lessons are that why the Prophet ﷺ had to migrate, what the reasons of his migration, leaving his own home city, and what plans did they have when they were going towards Medina. I mean, I'm sure brothers who are listening or do listen, especially the brothers that are studying or students of the Deen, they already know about this, and I think it's these lessons are main aspects of the Prophet ﷺ's reasons of leaving his home city, and with one of his beloved companions, and then heading towards Medina, Yathrib. Yeah, they had information from Medina that they're gonna go and stay there and it's safe. But overall, there was no guarantee that Medina overall is going to be, in terms of making that big step, big move.
Starting afresh.
Yeah.
And, building a life.
Yeah, and this is what I said earlier on.
Spreading the message.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the whole purpose of the deen, wasn't it? Like I said earlier, I think the lessons are within each day. Each day, Akil, I'm looking forward to learning a lot. So 9 days, each day we walk, Akil, from 5 o'clock, Fajr time, basically, until 2 o'clock. So we do our Zohar in the way, we'll have snacks and stuff on the way, because there's a good part of 15 of us, we'll have to take an easy walk. Some, or myself, might struggle. But the good thing is, mashallah, the pack will remain together. And when we get to our next stop, where we're going to have the organizers already have set up, camping, because that's what we're going to be doing every night or every day. After we stop, so from 5 in the morning, for after Fajr, until 2, from 2 all the way until Fajr, we stay there. We're camping. And then from there, the next morning, which is Fajr, we go again. And then we repeat the whole thing.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, Akil, is it's not only about the journey going from one stop to the other. It's also whilst we are stopped in our camps, we are still learning.
You are. And I liked what you said, which is part of the package is this tour guide element. But moreover, it's not just a tour guide. You've got that religious side of things. You've got all that information that's going to be shared by very knowledgeable people, and that you're going to learn about why and where and how.
Yes.
And it, will participants be sharing their journey on social media, or is this meant to be more of a private, reflective experience?
No, totally open.
Okay.
There's a lot of, the organizers are encouraging us to vlog. I'm not the best of vloggers, but I'll try posting a few bits, now and
of
again.
course, we'll be in touch with you.
Oh, of course, yeah. That I look forward to.
What do you feel is going to be your biggest I know you mentioned health earlier, but what do you feel is going to be aside from health, is going to be your biggest personal challenge?
Look, we're not designed to stay in camps for 9 days. We're not, we're used to beds, living in this country, do what we do. I think that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Having said that, still, we've got the good, luxury of inflatable mattresses, you've got tents, you're safe. So I think challenges is going to be, I know you said apart from health, I think health.
So it sounds like comfort might be an issue for you then.
Might be, because I've never done hiking before.
Yeah.
I've not travelled from one place to the other than doing the Mount Snowdon.
I cannot wait to see the version of you that returns, inshallah.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing would be is for me to better understand the whole experience, and to record most of the journey. Okay. Whether that's writing or whether that's recording on video.
And obviously speaking to Brother Akhtar earlier, and obviously yourself, this is something which is going to grow year on year.
I think
so at the moment, you mentioned 15 people. I'm assuming it'll try and double and double and double to go in bigger groups where you'll have sisters and you have brothers. Obviously different people managing those teams, but working as a unit, going across for 14 days, doing the hijrah. So this will start to become an annual event, right?
Yeah, it is going to be. I don't know if they're going to go over 15 people, because I think that's the number that they can manage. But as you said, as you expand, you only get bigger and bigger. But this is the first time that they've got sisters coming.
Yes, so that's my point. Really, they've already scaled year 2, haven't they?
Yeah.
This is only going to it's only going to grow.
There's a doctor who's coming from Glasgow.
Okay.
Sister Nabila, she's coming. She'll be on this journey. Like I said earlier, there's a sister from Egypt, originally from America, I think, if I'm not wrong.
So can people register for 2026 now then?
Yeah, I don't know.
So what's the best way somebody could get in touch?
Wasim, or contact us directly. Contact you. You can ask me this question. I think on social media, Hijrah Hub.
So that's what they need to do. They go on social media, contact Hijra Hub through, I think Brother Akhtar mentioned Instagram as an example.
Yeah.
And
They're on all social
They're
media.
on all social media. Get in touch to find out more information about how they could potentially get involved in 2026.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know you've said, the great brothers, but how have you personally found the experience dealing with Hijra Hub?
So, I mean, like I said, with Wasim, I've already known him from way, way before.
Yeah.
And along with Gens, Brother Gens. Brother Gens, like I said earlier, I got to know him from Cambridge Mosque. When Cambridge Mosque opened, he was one of the main organisers there. And then me going there for weddings and funerals, I got to know him. So Brother Akhtar, I lately got to know him. Brilliant. Our transparent, they're very transparent in the way they explain things, the way how they give the information. I always get on with them. We've done many events together, me and Wasim.
So people can expect a professional experience then, can't they?
100%, yeah, I do.
Excellent,
agree.
that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And of course, you mentioned about the package. So a lot of things. Give us an idea of what this package includes.
So the package is so it includes a hotel in Haram. It doesn't include the flight. The flight you got to book separately, and of course your visa you got to book separately, which I've already done, alhamdulillah. The package, it basically includes you to be part of it, part of the journey, and they will basically take care of your needs. So we've got onboard chef, so we've got a kitchen, a portable kitchen, portable toilets. You've got medical aid, and then we've got a van that will be taking our luggage. So I think it covers all these aspects.
Wonderful.
And then, of course, you're staying in Medina.
Yeah.
We're staying in Medina for 3 days, but I'm staying longer.
Of course, do remember us in your du'as, because the du'a of a musafir is extremely powerful, Mohsin, right? So please remember the radio station and families and friends here in Peterborough, and of course, our brothers and sisters around the world.
Yeah,
and of course, my dad and your granddad, of course, alhamdulillah. We've had a comment just coming through on YouTube from Brother Shabazz Ashraf. He says, "MashaAllah, my lovely brother Mohsin, may Allah bless you." Okay.
Shabazz.
Yeah. MashaAllah. Thank you for the comment there, Brother Shabazz. Appreciate that. I can't believe our hour's almost up, Mohsin. It's flown.
Time flies.
And so will the journey. We know this because time flies, doesn't it? And you're going to be away for 2 weeks.
More than 2 weeks.
Well, but I mean, the actual Hijra event, it says 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it's just 2 weeks. That's
so
2 weeks,
we can expect, of course, I'm saying this to you live on air now as well, and we've already discussed this. We will be touching base with you regularly,
Inshallah,
getting updates from you, sharing this Hijra walk that you're going to be doing. Make du'as this venture grows, because this is an amazing opportunity.
Already, Akil, I'm getting a lot of messages, a lot of calls in regards to this journey. They want to know more.
Yeah.
Some say that they wish they knew about it, that they could, join us.
Yeah.
They really are thinking about, for next year. But more than anything, they're asking for du'as because they know it's a blessed journey. And the du'as are being accepted in these sort of places.
SubhanAllah. And none bigger than when you were cutting a tree. So we have to remind ourselves, you were cutting a tree.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that.
You made a dua.
Look, you intend. Allah will make it happen.
SubhanAllah. It's a fact.
Keep your intentions clean and pure. Do what you want to do. Leave it to Allah.
Yes.
He will He will open doors for you. And this is where I am, Akil. I've been through many challenges in life. But tawakkal in Allah. Yes, this will do, that will do, this is that. But tawakkal is in Allah.
SubhanAllah.
Oh Allah, you've asked me to do my bit, and I've done it. Now I left it with you. And that's it, leave it. Literally leave it with Allah. He will open doors. And I'm experienced, I have experience in this. So
amazing. Honestly, my du'as are with you. I wish you and the team, immense success.
Ameen.
Here at Salam Radio as well. We're excited for you as well. We really, really are. And of course, we're going to touch base. We'll touch base with you on the journey, and then you will come back, won't you? And update us and tell us how it all went. And I think
I look forward to that.
Everybody else is going to also be thinking, okay, how did it go? And be great for you to join, and your team. Perhaps we'll have Wasim on that time as well.
There's a sister. Her name is Sister Salma, who is. I don't know her yet, but I was on Teams meeting with the group, and she was on there, and she's also in our group. And I posted something on my WhatsApp story in regards to the way she speaks, and she explains. And she explains how she's changed from this.
Subhanallah.
And she's never what she was before.
Subhanallah.
You know, and how she is connected with the Prophet ﷺ, and how she says that I feel like, at the end of this clip, she says, I feel like I am with the Prophet ﷺ.
Subhanallah. Getting goosebumps right now.
Yeah, I'll send this to you.
So you do that.
You watch
Of course. Mohsin, we've come to the end of the show.
Okay.
I just want to say thank you
Barakallah.
to you, Brother Akhtar, Brother Wasim, and the team at Hijra Hub, of course, for your time. You know, my du'as are with you. And on air, you said you're going to make dua for me.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Why not? For
Of course, bro. Allah bless you. That's all. That's all we've got time for tonight on Friday Night Prime for Show 1. And a huge thank you to Brother Wasim, Brother Akhtar, Brother Mohsin Hussain, who's here in the studio with me, for sharing their insights. If you're interested in joining or supporting Hijra Walk 2025, visit Hijra Hub. You can find them on social media and get in touch. Perhaps you might go next year. But until next time, take care, stay blessed, and